The United States is currently lacking inspiration. The public leadership at times is good, at times is okay, but overall it lacks a kind of atmospheric quality that's very important to push a society into its greatest potential. First off, a use of beauty. Yes, beauty, a tool. It will actually transform our society. What I'm talking about is a staging of events that are highly theatrical in nature. They're going to involve light, design, effects, music, symphonies, even popular music, but all orchestrated within a kind of a dance form that I've created called blue light. This is moving art, and it's going to move the souls of the world. Now, number two has something to do with giving something to people that they can grasp onto collectively. We all like to be team players. We all want to be part of something. So as president, my plan is to create a kind of a national enterprise they're all part of. It's called the Public Service Mission. And the great thing about it is it's quite customized per individuals. In other words, let's say you're good at teaching people how to hammer nails. You're a pretty good carpenter. Well, we're going to find a way for you to teach that online. You'll have your own platform. So here you are in Denver, Colorado, and you may actually be teaching someone in Calcutta, India, and they may wind up becoming a very important friend to you. We're going to facilitate that. So every day as you wake up in the United States, you are going to have a mission and maybe even a calling to bring change to the world, all done within the banner of the United States of America. Number three is the family unit. And as far as family is concerned, God has a very particular design for the family. And there has been a kind of a radical shift away from that I'm a little careful in talking about critically, because as you know, as performing president, I'm always here to uplift, never to point fingers. But what I will do is I will point out to the nation examples of how a really wholesome family unit will benefit your future. And we will actually have testimonials of that. We will do role plays. We'll have great audio-visual material, and we'll fortify all of that with scripture. Number four has something to do with the quality of our environment. And honestly, we need to both dig within the ground and look up to the sky. So basically, from your shoes to the top of your head and beyond, it's going to be my mandate to make sure that this is really a very pristine world. And we're going to work collectively with our parties around the world to make sure that the environment in the world is really pure and pristine, the best that we can do. And we honestly have the technology to do it now, because through my CFIS space program, we're going to have unlimited harnessed energy through our solar arrays in space. So this takes us out of all of those danger zones and puts us into a world where with this unlimited energy, we will have manifest the kind of brain power and the resources we'll need to really bridle the dangers in our atmosphere, right down to our food supply. And I really believe this is going to inspire people. The next issue on the list has something to do with your personal life. And as a president, I'm really interested, perhaps more than any other president, in the personal welfare of people. And by this, I mean from the time you wake up in the morning until the time you go to bed. And I really want the White House to advise the nation on really practical ways that they can live a healthier life. And this information is going to be streamed 24 hours a day. You don't have to pay a penny for it. And you'll always be updated on practical matters concerning health, supplements, exercise. It's just going to wash over your life, and it's going to be presented in the most creative, dynamic, theatrical manner you can imagine. The next is about space. Please understand, space for a number of years has touched upon different corridors of our minds. Sometimes it's mystery, sometimes it's quite scientific, sometimes it's even occultic, which of course I reject, and sometimes it's even in the area of conspiracies and aliens. And I just ask all of you to suspend all of that just for a moment and to really consecrate it to God. And by doing this, I mean, ask God within your heart. You can all do this, even if you have just a scintilla of belief in God. Just give it a try. Just say, "Dear God, show me what you intend." When we as human beings look up to the sky, because that is the heavenly realm. So my mandate as president is going to be engaging space in a really noble way. So we're giving awe, majesty, and wonder and proper praise to God. And I promise you, if we do that, He is going to bless us abundantly. And we may even learn a lot more about God in our space travels. As you all know, the backbone of my program is Cephas. Cephas transliterated means the rock. I see Cephas as the rock of modern civilization. It's a collective of, 78 different nations around the world, helmed by the United States. And these nations around the world, through equity offerings, are going to allow their people to own portions of Cephas. So this is a worldwide constellation. It's going to be involved in quite a few interesting areas of space exploration, but at the beginning, it's going to be really focused on extracting good, clean energy from the sun, sending it back, probably by laser. And that technology is just getting better and better. And that's so meaningful and important, because once we master our energy problems and our economy is taken to this new zenith, it's going to enable me to make these other programs happen. Now, the last thing on the list that I want all of you to think about is something very simply called quiet time. Regardless of your beliefs, I'm going to, as president, encourage everyone to, lower the noise threshold. There's a kind of a static electricity we put in our brains by looking at a phone and devices all day long. And all of you, regardless of your beliefs in God, you will see the benefits of, let's say, 12 minutes a day of quiet time. And I ask all of you to follow some of the instructions I'll be putting forward to you that are actually taken from Scripture. A couple of them are going to surprise you. I'll just kind of share something cool with you. Whenever God says something twice, it's really powerful. And in the Old Testament, both in Exodus and Deuteronomy, he actually references this sort of way that we can close our eyes and actually get a kind of a movie glimpse of the divine kingdom of heaven. And I'm going to be talking about that. And this is really so fantastic, because I know a lot of people have touched upon Eastern practices, or they very simply in a self-help mode know that sitting still and quiet can help them. But I'm going to really, as your president, try to impart this idea that we all need quiet time every day. And it will be sort of a national campaign. So maybe 12 minutes in the morning, the whole nation will still itself. And if you're a Christian, say the Our Father. If you're not a believer, perhaps you can just rest in your own calm. And this is something very important, because what you're going to notice is a lot of strongholds that are, let's say evil, come down when people operate together. We are actually designed to work as a body. And when you do things alone, it's very valiant and good and decent and honorable. But you're going to see exponential results once you're part of the body. And the United States is not better than any other country. Never think that. Somewhere in India, there's a little child who's helping their grandparent, who doesn't even have clean water or perhaps even shoes, who's far greater than me. That's not the point. The point is the United States has a unique framework and a kind of zeal toward liberty, and also a great deal of blessing and protection to really serve mankind. God bless you all.